What if I told you you don't have to be a UAE resident to own property in the UAE? Hi, beautiful people. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. First of all, my apologies. I didn't show up here the previous week because most of you know that I'm in a season of settling in my new job as a realtor and at the same time doing my best to see that my content stays intact. It's not an easy thing to do. So yeah, there are times when I feel like, oh my gosh, I need a team already, but I don't have what to pay the team. Anywho, in today's video, I'm gonna share things that I had no idea about before I joined real estate, and the things that I believe that are going to help you look at owning property in the UAE differently. First of all, I had an opportunity to attend my very first open house. Now, for context, an open house is where developers exclusively invite realtors and their potential or prospective buyers to explain the depth about a given project before they even introduce it to the world. Now, this could be a project that will be introduced or that will be launched in the next 5 years. Before even construction starts, these projects are already sold depending on the developer, or sometimes these units are already booked. So it's such a privilege to be part of these open houses. And I had my opportunity to attend the first one of the most luxurious developers in Abu Dhabi. Now, if you don't know already, I work in Abu Dhabi, which is the capital city of the United Arab Emirates. Now, I know most of you guys confuse Dubai to be the capital, but Abu Dhabi is the capital. And I will remind you every chance that I get because I feel like it's now my job to make the record straight. Anywho, back to the point. I had a great opportunity to interact with sales managers of that project. And being a new realtor, I had so many questions to ask because one thing that content creation has taught me is being able to put yourself in the shoe of anybody that you want to share the content with. And that's how I feel like content creation and real estate, they're so much in sync that it's literally a match made from heaven. Another update, I had the opportunity to have my first listing. Now, I'm gonna assume that people watching this video, they are literally blue about real estate and properties like I was. And probably if you're somebody watching and you know all these things, you could be like, Teddy, did you really have to explain that? But yeah, I'm gonna explain for the sake of my audience, who that I know that they are growing with me. Like, we've been here for the longest time. They've seen me grow and I just want to grow with them. So by sharing what I know. Like, they don't have to get into real estate to know the basic things about real estate. And if you're one of them and you're very interested in knowing what happens with property, with ROI, you want to know the rental values, you're interested in a specific project or a specific community, you're gonna love this channel because I'll do my best to mix and match, if that makes sense. So I had my very first listing in the very first month of working as a realtor. And I tell you guys, it's a very, very big deal because these listings are what gives you leads. This is how exactly we get listings. So my company that I work with, it gives you data, okay, of homeowners. Now, these homeowners, you help them to sell their property or you help them find people to rent their property. Now the advertisements are basically made on like Bayut or Property Finder. So when your unit, like my unit, is listed on those on Property Finder or Bayut, anybody who is interested in it and clicks in it, I automatically get a notification from them that they're interested in my unit, and I'm going to reach out to them, or they are going to reach out to me, and we are going to do viewing. And then they'll either take the unit if they're interested in it, give them different options. So this is how actually you make the money. So meaning without the listing, there is no way you are going to make the money. So being that I was able to get my first listing, damn, it was a very big deal for me. Okay. It was really awesome. I haven't yet sold the unit. Okay. Don't congratulate me. Don't ask me for money. Don't, please don't. Just saying, if anything, I need prayers. Hi, sis. Sorry to interrupt your podcast. I just want to inform you about my new upcoming book, which is called Let's Make Some Lemonades. This is not just a typical heartbreak book, but it's a book with practical tools and steps that can help anybody going through challenges of life who is trying to build again from scratch. I took my time writing this book, and I wrote it from my heart. And I promise you that you can never read this book and remain the same. So if you want to be one of the first people who receive a copy as soon as the book is published, check the description and book your copy. Now, back to our podcast. The first listing was a lease. It was for somebody who wanted to rent a unit in Rim Island. If I haven't mentioned already, my specialty is in Rim Island. However, I can help you rent a property or buy a property in any part of Abu Dhabi, because we work on all that, just that I am specialized in a specific place. So yeah, if you want a specific community, I can always hook you up with somebody who can help. So what I've literally learned in this season, in these past few days, is that this job requires a lot of patience. Well, I knew, but I had not experienced. Um, and as much as we have a lot of freedom to do whatever we want, we don't have those normal 9 to 5 regulations like sign in here, sign out here, clock in there. But at the same time, the more freedom it gives you is the more chokehold it gives you, especially when you have personal targets, and especially if you're somebody who is so aggressive. There is no stopping when it comes to real estate. You get leads in the middle of the night, you get notifications, you get missed calls. It feels like it is a 24-hour job that if you are not conscious enough to say that this is my working time and this is my resting time, you might never have to rest, especially as you keep on growing um, in this same field. Regardless, I am very, very grateful for the opportunity, and I do not take it for granted. For the first time, I feel like I am doing something, a job that is in sync with what I've always wanted to do. I feel like I really belong. And I'm excited to help you guys own homes in the UAE, own property in the UAE, to show you that it's not as complicated as we thought. At least I did, because first of all, I thought that you need to be a resident in the UAE to own property, and I thought it was crazily expensive, but actually they are very affordable, honestly. And as well, I felt like they needed a lot of paperwork, collateral, things like that. But I feel like buying property in the UAE is one of the most effortless things you can ever do. And in the next videos, I'd love to talk about the requirements that you need to be able to buy property in the UAE. Allowed to talk about the price ranges from studios to penthouses to villas. I want to show you that this is not just for special people. This is not just for very filthy rich people, you can also do it. It really beat my mind when a friend shared that what he was paying for his rent in the past 10 years was more than enough for him to own his property. Like, he's now having a mortgage, but he wishes that he did 10 years ago, but he didn't because he didn't know any better. Now, I'm sharing this information not because I want you to buy a property like right now, but because I want this information to help you to make better decisions in future whenever you're ready. And hopefully you will call me up because I don't think I'm going anywhere. Anywho, if you have any specific questions about Abu Dhabi real estate, if you need help to rent a house in Abu Dhabi, from studios to duplexes, villas, penthouses, you can name it, I'll be happy to help. Um, yeah, I'm actually gonna link my number in the description so that you can reach out to me anytime you want to. And that being said, if you have any questions regarding Abu Dhabi real estate, I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching till this far. I hope to see you in the next videos. Hi sis, if you've watched this far, clearly you have enjoyed the podcast. If you haven't yet subscribed, please take a minute to subscribe and like this video. Also, leave a comment behind on what stood out the most for you in this conversation. If you have a story, or if you know anybody who has a story that can inspire us or help us learn a thing or two, please send me a message on teddy.nakitto@gmail.com, and I'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, you are probably gonna love this one or this one. Let me know what you think about them. Bye.